Good evening, everyone. I am Xavier Walton. It has been a week of desperate searching. 24-year-old Felicia Johnson hasn't been seen in more than a week, and tonight her family held a vigil where her phone was found. Zach Tawatari was there and joins us from HPD headquarters with more. Zach.
Xavier, Felicia Johnson's family and community activists believe foul play was involved in her disappearance. They're begging anyone with information to come forward as they came together today.
This is quite a chilling story where a 24-year-old by the name of Felicia Johnson, who had recently turned 24, traveled to Houston, Texas in what was supposed to be a birthday trip. However, she ended up staying there for a bit longer since she had family in the area. It was reported that she visited a strip nightclub where she auditioned but failed to get the role. She was then seen leaving with one of the regulars who frequented that club and was never seen again. This is just one of the severe consequences of the culture that's plaguing the Western world right now, where popular celebrities and musicians glamorize stripping, clubs, and living a life of deceit where cheating men is common. If you look at some of the popular celebrities such as Nicki Minaj and Cardi B and get a sense of what they're showing, you'll realize how they're poisoned the minds of young women who are seduced by the fast money and the luxurious living, totally compromising on their own value system. These women are taught to cheat men and manipulate them for their own benefit, which is actually quite irresponsible of these celebrities because they know how big of a fan base they have of young women with impressionable minds and curious attitudes.
Johnson's daughter, 24-year-old Felicia Marie Johnson, disappeared.
Every day gets harder.
On Sunday, he was back at Bear Creek Park, the site where her bloody cell phone was recovered, alongside community activist Quanell X, pleading for anyone with information to come forward.
This sister deserves to be found. We must find her.
According to Quanell, leads have taken them to what he says are fake social media pages.
To make it look and seem as though she's still out there doing something other than at harm's way. We firmly believe that she is the victim of foul play.
Felicia was last seen at CoverGirl's nightclub on West Little York, where she applied for a job. According to Quanell, an unidentified customer offered her a ride, and he believes she was taken against her will.
Felicia, hang in there, sister. We love you. We're looking for you. We're hunting for you, and we will not stop.
And as they continue to pray for her, her father ending with a message to the daughter he says is a very sweet person with a kind heart.
I'm not going nowhere. I'm here. Daddy here.
And Crime Stoppers announcing today they're offering up to a $5,000 reward in this case. If you know anything, you're urged to call 713-222-TIPS.
So, Felicia Johnson's family hadn't heard from her since Friday, April 15th last year. Her father was very concerned, so he hired a private investigator to locate his daughter. Her cell phone was found at Bear Creek Park covered in blood, but Felicia was nowhere to be found. Her father then flew out to Houston from California and said that he was not going to rest until he located his daughter or found out what happened to her. Her cell phone hadn't been used. There were no recent social media posts of her and no credit card transactions. Luckily, her father was able to get the local media in Houston to bring attention to his missing daughter, as well as community leaders who had a voice and followers who looked up to them. The family then held a vigil where Felicia's bloody phone was found and prayed together for some miracle so that they once again be united with their missing 24-year-old family member. Young women today should be inspired by stuff that will add value to their lives. However, media and popular culture sadly doesn't allow that anymore, because the moment you listen to these A-list celebrities and musicians, you will learn profanities and how to seduce and use men. It's unfortunate that our culture doesn't promote a woman who goes to university and becomes an entrepreneur, or even if that woman didn't go to university, she's a self-taught, self-trained entrepreneur who's making some really cool gadgets. This incident also puts a lot of questions on social media, and specifically social media pages where jobs are listed down or people have promised one thing or another to unsuspecting young women such as Felicia. It was just last month, in February 2023, that the remains of Felicia Johnson were found, confirming everyone's worst fears. The remains of Felicia Johnson, who disappeared from northwest Houston last April, have been found according to the official statement by the Montgomery County Sheriff's Office. Felicia Johnson was missing for weeks before detectives got a hold of her Uber records, which linked her to a 28-year-old Nigerian man. That's the man who requested a ride for Felicia from her hotel, the Intercontinental, to his apartment on April 16th. The investigation further revealed that he was being investigated for a crime in that case, where he was accused of assault but was dismissed when the alleged victim declined to press charges. It was found that Felicia communicated with him on the popular social media platform Snapchat, where she agreed to meet him for $500. The investigators took a look at his bank account, and they found a transaction in the amount of $500. He withdrew the money from his Wells Fargo account on the same day. Records also showed that on that day, he met up with Felicia, and the day after the 17th, he purchased several supplies from Walmart and Home Depot, including a flashlight, a shirt, gloves, saws, trash bags, and towels. Also, he seemed to be really interested in figuring out how to clean up a crime scene because he made several searches related to cleaning DNA evidence, deleting digital information, and basically how to commit the act of murder without getting caught. This was a consequence of a series of poor choices inspired by a range of popular celebrities and a society that glamorizes the intimacy industry, fashion, makeup, sleeping around with multiple partners, and becoming sugar babies to sugar daddies, where the women don't have to work in any traditional setting and just enjoy the glitz and glamour of luxury afforded by wealthy men in exchange for a woman's personal time and integrity. It is highly unfortunate how the woke and extreme forms of feminism are rearing their ugly heads and promoting independent lives for young women, and not have any sort of responsibility towards their families and communities, and especially to themselves and their own future. More and more women need to understand that their 20s is their prime, and they shouldn't waste it in any way. It's not a time for them to chase guys or get involved in an industry that's only going to make their lives miserable. In fact, the 20s is the perfect time to learn new things, receive an education, or if they want to settle down with a stable partner and build their lives together. Overall, this is a highly unfortunate incident, but it reveals the cracks in our society because instead of inspiring young women to live lives with integrity and focus on personal and professional growth, we're inspiring them to sell their bodies and live the life of fast money, sugar daddies, and nightclubs. Thanks for watching Man Reacts. If you liked the video and want to see more, hit the like button and press subscribe to stay updated with our latest videos.